What's up, everyone? Silo here. Sorry about the lighting. I don't have my other light plugged in. Yeah, there's just a odd shadowing and stuff, so I'm just gonna kind of stand a little sideways. It may look a little weird and such, but anyways, I just want to thank some of you that have messaged me about my Wii U issue. So the thing is, my Wii U, it's plugged in. I've tried spraying this air uh, into the thing to get any type of dust or whatever out. The thing is that it's been sealed up in its box for a long time. Like when I took it out, it looks clean. There's no dust. There's nothing on it. So the thing is for some weird reason that it's not connecting to my TV, and well, I have the pad right here. As you can see, it's like it may have like a little bit of scuff marks, but it's not actually that bad. It's got fingerprints and stuff like that all over it. But it's like, I hit the power button, it comes on. I have the Twilight Princess game in my Wii U. I mean, like, even if I hit start, even if I hit start and like the Nintendo symbol comes up, the thing is that even if I don't have it connected to my TV, I should still be hearing like Twilight Princess music or even something that pops up onto the tablet if the game started to run. But this is all I get. It's the exact same thing. Now, I've went through YouTube, I've went through other kind of informations. Some say that it might be a chip that's inside the Switch or the Wii U, and I have to remove the entire tablet just to figure out what the issue is. First of all, these have been sitting in the box ever since the Switch came out, that I put my Wii U away back in its original box. Like, I have like the covering and stuff like that. I didn't just take it and just throw it all in the plain empty box. No, I actually put it back to where it's like if the game were to come out as like if it was new. So the thing is that it was nicely properly sat into the box. It comes out, there's no dust, there's no dirt, there's nothing on it. So even if it sat for so many years without it running, without anything happening to it, there is no reason on why it is acting up like this. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that there's a nearby store that sells old consoles, old games, and such. I can go to them and see if they could probably figure out something. I don't know if anything will work, but it's like it just seems like it sucks knowing that I really want to play the Twilight Princess. And the thing is like, and this is actually, I've said that they need to remaster this through the Switch. And because Twilight Princess is like the best Legend of Zelda game ever. And even though I've played it on the GameCube, I've played it on the Wii U, I wouldn't even mind if I played it on the Switch. The saddest part is that you can't even buy it on the Switch because Nintendo hasn't released it to be available for the Switch. So, I mean, it kind of sucks. Like, I got the Wii U. I have a couple of Wii U games. I even have like Star Fox from the Wii U, the newer one where they came out with that cool looking animation for it. I wish they did make a Star Fox anime or animation. That would be really cool. But anyways, just kind of saying is that I don't know why it's acting up. I've tried everything. I've tried turning it off and on. I've tried blowing air into the fan parts or any other kind of issues, and there's nothing there's nothing I can technically do. I don't know what the problem is, and so far, and like, again, I want to thank everyone, or at least those who commented on this problem. So I want to thank a lot of you for that, for your uh, opinions and like what could possibly be the issue. But I've turned it off and on, I've tried holding the button down, I've tried everything, and nothing's working. So unless if I have to unscrew the entire Nintendo Switch and the controller and figure out what the issues are, but I just think that's just a bit of a hassle. But so far, I mean, I could only think like if Nintendo was to ever message me, like apparently, like whatever issue, it's kind of like I saw on YouTube where there was a guy who said that he read through the Nintendo instructions about the Wii U is that he had to send it for it to be fixed, and it costed a bit of money to have it shipped just so that they could fix it and then have it just shipped back to you. That is exactly what the Xbox 360 of the Red Ring of Death was always about. Every time when the Red Ring of Death came up on an Xbox, and that's what they called it, the Red Ring of Death, such old school, that you had to send the Xbox in just so that they can repair it and then send it back to you. Now, this actually happened on a few other consoles. When the first Xbox Series X or Xbox 360, the one with the sensible touchscreen, like when I first bought that, it was one of the newest ones that was just released. It was one of the consoles that was like the originals that were released. I bought it, but I didn't open it up until Christmas. And when I did, I kept hearing a clicking sound. When I put the disc in and stuff like that, it would like rev up and it would slow down. And then it would rev up and it would slow down. And the game would not process. So I had to send the console in. I had to send a notice saying I had to, like, my mother had to help me on it, to where saying that I bought this during Christmas, and when I first opened it, it had issues. So I sent it in, they fixed it, and then they shipped it back to me. And then suddenly the console was able to work. I think there was a time where it's like I couldn't have the Xbox laying on its side or standing up because it wouldn't function that way for some reason. But anyways, it's just it sucks knowing that the gamepad works. The thing can turn on, but nothing pops up on my TV. And I can't even select the game. I select it and that warning thing comes up saying turn the controller off and on. Even if I do, it doesn't do anything. I can't, like, I can go to the bottom settings where it's just quick start setting, and they're like, well, it's not going to focus. But all it is just the volume, and it just says quick start setting. Even if I do that, nothing really pops up. It just says the exact same thing. Turn the controller off and on, and, all that other stuff. And it doesn't do anything. So it's like, it's pretty much pointless. So it's very upsetting of knowing that I got this console, and I played it years ago, way many years ago, until the first Switch was released. Then I put that in its box. It sat in its box for many years, and I was like, I want to play the Twilight Princess. And now suddenly it's like I can't. The console's now completely dead. I have not bought the Switch 2 because I don't like of Japan's rules of what they put for the Switch. Like, it has something to do about anything that's modified. There's been videos and pictures and stuff like that through YouTube about the whole thing that they put this mega card inside, and it's supposed to switch through other games you have installed onto your console. Sometimes it worked, but sometimes it didn't, and it also counted as a modification, which was being modified. And that's what will ban or disconnect your Nintendo account. And like, this is just what made me think, well, what happens if they release a game on the Switch 2 that technically has a slight modification in it to where it will cancel your account as soon as you play the game? I'm just saying, like, this is a possibility to where, like, maybe in some sort of manufacturing, it was shipped out, someone grabs it, they play it, and they bought a game through Nintendo Switch 2, and then suddenly they put it in, and it's like, they start playing, it's like, oh, do you want to add this type of modification that's been included into the game? Or whatever that will pop up, or something that will come across might be slightly modified. And then it will completely ruin of canceling out your account, and you'll never be able to play on that Switch again. So it's like, I will not buy another Nintendo console until they remove that, because it's just an extra, like, handicap is pretty much what it is. It's a handicap thing to where it's like, oh, well, if this breaks or if this issue happens and stuff like that, you're just going to be left with the regular Switch, or either that you're going to be it's going to be canceled or whatever, and then you'd have to like buy a whole new one and see if that works. It's just stupid. It's a stupid thing that they added on. Now, I can actually think if they remove that, and if they came out with a good game, let's say that the Switch is maybe a tad bit more bigger, maybe bigger than what the newer one is. It's an OLED, so the screen's more crystally clear, it's more brighter and better, it's faster, and it holds a longer charge, like a 24-hour charge and a 24-hour gameplay. The same goes with the Wii controller, or with the Switch controllers. And they should just call it Switch OLED 2 Plus or something like that. Remove the frickin' modification thing to it. Because who puts mods on the Wii U? I've never seen anybody who put in mods in any type of Switch game. And that just seems stupid to do. Just play the game as it's supposed to be. I mean, there's people out there that will cheat, that will modify it so it could play in a different way, but that's about it. But you know what? That's their thing. It's not like that they're going to sell that. There's no copyright. There's no nothing to that. It's like, well, you modified this Switch to your own personal needs. You already bought this. So now technically they're saying that, well, if you bought the console, it's still under Nintendo's company. It's still under Nintendo's command, their rules, and their control. So it's like, if you're going to modify it, well, we're going to break your console. That's just, it's stupid. It's because it's like, it's like this. It's like, I paid for this flashlight. This is my flashlight now. Like, I could do whatever I want with this flashlight. I can hit it. I can, like, throw it at something because it's mine. I paid for it. I bought it. It's like, it's all mine. I mean, just because that it has, like, a brand on it and stuff like that, even though it belongs to the brand of that company, but technically, since I bought it from them, it's technically mine. So it's like saying that if I bought the Nintendo company and stuff like that, every video game that everyone owns is mine. So it's like I can go to, like, into your house and take your Nintendo console or your Nintendo game and say, well, I bought the Nintendo company, it's my game now. That's not it. It's like we buy stuff from them that technically will now become ours. I'm just kind of pointing out a point of view here of just saying, like, that is what my whole point is that I just don't want the next Nintendo Switch or whatever console that comes out to be the next downfall for another new console. And it's funny because here's the thing. Like, if you ever gone to your store and realized that the new Pokemon ZA or something like that has been released, I have gone to Walmart. All the Pokemon ZAs have been sold out for only the regular Switch. Why? because on the regular Switch, it's only $60. It's $59.99. But if you look at the one on the Switch 2, it's almost at least like $80. It's like, why is there a big difference in that price? Because the console's faster? Because it's bigger? Because it looks maybe a little bit more clearer? I wouldn't really technically say if there would be any difference. I would have bought the ZA just for the regular Switch. That's my whole point. I'm just saying is that if any other type of new Nintendo console comes out, this is what I only ask. Make new, like, I don't even know. I'm just saying, bring back the Twilight Princess. I mean, it's a wonderful game. It has a beautiful story. It's like everybody loves that imp, like Impa or whatever her name was. Everybody likes the whole transforming to wolf and all that other stuff. I just think that it would be great to bring that back because it's one of the best sellers and it's one of the best stories of, besides the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But like there has been other decent game of Legend of Zeldas, but I'm just saying that Twilight Princess is still my one and all favorites. Okay, so my rant has technically gone on long enough about the whole issues between from the Wii U, my issues between it, and also the issues about Nintendo's like Switch 2. And the thing is knowing that the Switch 2s kept being sold out for a while, and then I'm hearing people who are just saying like they're returning or they're like they're selling their Switch 2 or they're giving their Switch 2 over to GameStop, or even that they're like nobody, like I didn't want to buy, like I didn't even buy the Switch 2 because I wasn't really positive of ever getting this console because of the way on how many people talked and how bad it is. Now, there's good things about it, but there's also bad things about it. And I just think it just needs to be fixed, is all it needs to be done. And the prices on the games need to go back down. They can't be that expensive. That's almost the same price as like a normal game console or a normal game on Xbox or PlayStation. But knowing that the Xbox and the PlayStations are a lot more stronger than the Switch 2. I think. Unless if they try to make it to 180 gigabytes or something like that for it to process of the same speed as an actual Xbox or PlayStation console. But that's something I'm not really so far much into knowing about. So that's pretty much about it. I will probably be live streaming Silent Hill for maybe 2 hours, depending upon everything. I'm not going to promise on it, but it's just I've had a lot of stuff going on. I've had to work early, so I've had to work on a weekend, so it's just I'm a little tired and exhausted, and I'm just kind of like trying to focus and get certain things done. And yes, I'm just saying is that because of me being just this YouTuber that's not popular, but I am trying my best. And I can only say that and that's all I can technically say is I try my best. I don't want to go too much into this, but it's like I started seeing a lot of stuff about streamers, not YouTubers, but mostly like Twitch streamers. I'm talking about Kai, Speed, Zach Dorky, which I know that mostly there's been a lot of talk about him to where he's losing money. He's losing his 3 to 4 girls that follow him around. He might end up losing his bodyguard. He's just a douchebag that I don't really ever want to meet in real life. The same with Kai and the same with Speed, the same with Neon or something. Like, I don't watch these guys because I think they're clowns. because it's just they sit in a big open room, they scream, they talk, they yell over about certain things, especially Kai or whatever his name is. It's like Kai or whatever his name is that black dude, long dreads. Like, I get he does certain things on his streams, but also on how he just randomly brings in famous people, between from LeBron James to Kevin Hart. I even saw a video where Kai was like, he's like, oh, let's go to your main house. And like Kevin Hart was like, what? F no, I ain't gonna let you go into my main house. It's like, why would you ask a celebrity that? I mean, if I knew Keanu Reeves, I'm not going to say I want to go to your main house. And technically, I looked it up. Keanu Reeves owns one house in the Hollywood Hills or whatever. He only has one house. He doesn't have a B house and a C house, or like an A, B, and C, like, or however that they want to number or letter off their houses. He doesn't, like, he's a person that doesn't really like spend that much. Like, I even looked up Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker actually owns a few houses, but he's actually selling some of them. I get it if he's needing money, because Chris Tucker hasn't really been in movies for a while. But my whole point is that the people that I mentioned, if I ever like became a famous, popular YouTuber, or even just high enough of a YouTuber, I would never, ever in my life collaborate with these people. I mean, if I was brought on for an interview of just technically talking about certain things, about how I got started, how certain things in my life I usually just do just to try to struggle upon trying to save up enough money to afford what I need for my channel, or either to what I can actually only do. I'm not like these streamers to where they sit in a big empty room and they just talk and scream and all this random stuff kind of goes on. And it's just, a lot of them are just, they don't seem that clever. I'm not going to go too much into that. It's a very long explaining upon what I would do. But the thing is like, if I was in an interview with a few of them in the room, I would not focus on them. I'd be mostly focusing on myself and the person that's interviewing me. If one of them got up and all angry because he's like, dude, why aren't you looking at me? Or like, why aren't you paying attention to me? I'm like, because you're not my point of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this person. I'm looking at the person who's talking to me. I don't care about you and stuff like that. And like, they'll flaunt of like how higher they are in YouTube or either in streaming, and just saying like, I got all this money. I don't care if you have a lot of money. I mean, that's not the point here. It's like, we're sitting in an interview. I don't have to answer whatever you technically say to me, or either do what you say to me. Like, you get my point. It's just, these are people that I would not want to be with or be around with. I'm just saying, is that I can't collaborate with people who are like that. It's just, if you look at like the way how they act in video game streams and just the way how they are, it's just, they don't fit in my way of like, they don't fit in my group. I may not have a group now or so, but it's like, they don't fit in that group on where I could feel comfortable with. These guys are so edgy and so weird and just like, and I get that's what a lot of people mostly thrive up on and mostly like. But my whole point is that when you're around somebody who is like that, it doesn't really say changes you, but it changes a lot around you to where you can't, it's like trying to find the right words for it. It's like being around something that's so toxic and you can't really go anywhere because it's right there, and all you're just going is like like you're choking, and it's because it's so toxic. And it's not just saying like they're so angry, but it's just because of the way how they are. And it could be in a way that it may not affect you as much, but it might affect quite a bit around you. Like there was this dude who was like saying something about like, signing a contract. And then he's like, you see that? And he's like, I am now in control of all your videos. I could say when every video needs to cut. And then he's like, you better not go to school and stuff like that. And I'm like, why would you fill out a contract to some dude like this? I would not fill out any contract unless if it's someone that I could personally trust. And that's why I said that mostly through a lot of these streamers, I don't trust. I would never trust them. I mean, there's even certain YouTubers I wouldn't even trust on certain things. But, that's a whole rant. That's a whole other kind of thing. But for anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my ranting video. And again, I will probably end up live streaming for probably 2 hours on Silent Hill F tomorrow. So kind of keep an eye out for that. And hopes to see you guys again in the next video. See ya.